Let's look at the scary liquidation line that I'm seeing right now. And it's not scary really for bulls, it's scary for bears. We'll be going through this. This is for Bitcoin specifically. We'll also be going through what else is happening today. We had an AWS shortage or DNS attack or something like that that took down, it seems like, half the internet. I mean, I don't know if you've noticed this, but a lot of apps aren't working. A lot of websites aren't working. The market in general had a very good day, though. Even Amazon was up today on the AWS problem, but the Nasdaq closed up like 1.3, 1.4%. VOO closed up a lot too. The S&P 500 closed up over 1% up. Gold hitting all-time highs once again. Actually, in the last week, it's added about 60% of Bitcoin's entire market cap. Just from a 5% move. So let's go through that and everything else you should know today at the end of Monday. If you don't mind, hit subscribe so you can see future videos just like this. Also, as I said in the video earlier today, this AWS outage knocked out Coinbase. Robinhood was affected too. If you haven't already signed up for something like BYDeFi, where you can trade spot or futures, check it out. Right now, there's a big bonus. When you deposit on the platform, you can get up to 30% bonuses. And then also, when you trade, you can get up to a $13,000 bonus. A lot of people made a lot of money last time we did this. I think it was like a $30,000 event that was given out, $30,000. And it's not just like, going towards fees or anything like that. This is like real money. So check this out underneath the video. When you sign up, you can start trading in just a few minutes because they don't KYC and you don't need a VPN. So Bitcoin doing pretty well today, up about 2% maybe, up to 111,000 on a day where everything's pretty green. VOO, which is the S&P 500, was up just over 1%. Gold up 4%, 4.2%, just incredible. Nearly $4,400 per ounce of gold. So this puts it at a $30.5 trillion market cap. Like it trades up and down 200 billion or 20 billion, 50 billion in like a minute, right? Even just small moves are affecting this massively. Like in the last 5 days, it's up 5.1%, which means it's up 60% of Bitcoin's market cap in 5 days. Over the last month, it is 2 times Bitcoin's market cap, something like that. So just incredible moves from gold, and it continues to rally up to new all-time highs. Now, I mentioned in the video earlier today why this is. Most likely it's because people are thinking that the shutdown is going to end sometime this week. So there's less uncertainty, mostly over economic data, because we haven't been able to get a lot of economic data. We also have CPI later this week, so I think just in general, a lot of it will come down to CPI and whether this shutdown is done this week, whether the rally stays or not. Of course, we are starting to get earnings. We have some tech earnings this week, but even more next week, so be on the lookout for that. We also got some word on China from Trump. China has been respectful of the U.S. or of us. China is paying a lot of money to us via tariffs, which it's really us paying the tariffs, right? Meeting with Xi in South Korea in a couple of weeks. China may pay 155% tariff if no deal is done by November 1. He expects to work out a fair deal with Xi. So it sounds like we might be at the end of this here soon. This tariff battle with China, maybe some other countries too. But we've been waiting on this for 6 months or so. So I wouldn't be surprised if it got pushed back once again. Now, Bitcoin liquidations have been pretty quiet today, like 200 million both ways. Let's go here. 212 million in longs liquidated, 230 million in shorts liquidated. So it's been a little bit quieter than we've seen recently, just because we've seen so much in terms of liquidations. What was it, $19 billion in one day a couple weeks ago? So this is basically nothing comparatively. If we look at Bitcoin, the Bitcoin exchange liquidation map, you can actually see if we move up or down $5,000, there's a huge difference between the two in terms of liquidation. So let's say we go up $5,000, we would see somewhere around 7 billion of shorts liquidated. While if we go down $5,000, we would only see about 4 billion worth of $4.2 billion worth of longs liquidated. So if we move back down, obviously we've been in this price action around this price a lot more. So there aren't quite as many people that would get liquidated just because we were just there recently and we've been slowly edging up. So I actually saw over the last couple of days, the funding rate has actually been negative. So we actually have shorts paying longs, which doesn't happen very often. This is pretty rare. This is when you can tell the market's pretty bearish. So it's actually been a pretty good time if you're someone that bets on the opposite of what the market says. It's been a pretty good time to be long or bullish. You can also see this straight up line. This is the scary line that I'm talking about for bears. Right? On the 30-day Bitcoin liquidation map, there are a lot of shorts that will get liquidated if we move to all-time highs. I keep on seeing this, this short trader that was perfect the day that we saw all those liquidations, and since then they've been right pretty much on every single trade, that they would get liquidated on some of their short positions at like 135,000. Now we can't see up to 135,000 on this map, but if we go up to 123,000, so a $12,000 move from here, we've been there several times, we would see $14.3 billion of shorts liquidated. Now, some people might close their short positions early, but it's very different from this other side where you can see like $7.5 billion worth of longs would get liquidated if we move down to 95,000. So there's a lot more to be gained if we move up. If you're looking at it from like a liquidation standpoint, a lot more people will get liquidated if we move up to new all-time highs than if we move down significantly. A lot of that's just due to the fact that we saw a lot of liquidations already. Now, this is just Bitcoin. Of course, you can look at other assets too, like Ethereum, same thing. It's just like a very steady line no matter how you're looking at it. Solana, it ramps up even faster if we get up to like 215 or so, which we were just there a few days ago. So I think we definitely could see a lot of liquidations. XRP is almost even either way. But yeah, I'd be watching this because a lot of the time we see the price go in whatever direction would hurt the most people. And that's over the short to medium term. Keep in mind, I still think there are a lot of bullish things happening for Bitcoin long term. Like if you look at all the catalysts and all the opposite, right? All the things that are causing Bitcoin's price to go down, right? Negative things. I think there are a lot more catalysts right now than negative things happening to Bitcoin. And I went through that in my video yesterday. Like basically everything that you could want to make Bitcoin's price go up is happening right now. But yet Bitcoin's price isn't moving up. So some people are like, oh no, we're being faked out. Or, usually this is the highest point in, in the cycle, Q4 of the post-halving year. So some people are just like, oh, I'm just going to get out. Even though everything fundamentally is bullish, they're still bearish because, things are looking bullish, but we're not moving up. So they think, well, obviously we've topped out, then we're going to go into a bear market. But the money printer's being turned back on. We have rates coming down. Other assets are at all-time highs, but aren't at like blow-off all-time highs. Sure, there are some stocks that are just at crazy valuations, but that happens every bull market. The Mag 7 largely is not, they're not significantly overvalued. You have Tesla at 300 PE or 200 PE, which is kind of crazy. But the other Mag 7, you're looking at 24 to 35 price to earnings ratios, which isn't crazy, isn't extremely rich. We have a lot of people rotating to hard assets like gold recently, maybe some flows into Bitcoin. So I've seen more people say that we could see, a rotation. Even Bloomberg is saying we could see gold flows to rotate into Bitcoin for its higher beta. Very possible. It wouldn't take much from the gold market to push Bitcoin up significantly. You have $1 trillion, let's say, flow out of gold into Bitcoin, and, just $1 trillion coming out of gold's market cap and going into Bitcoin's. That's huge. That's a 40% increase for Bitcoin's market cap. Yeah, even more than that, because it's only $2.2 trillion right now. Compared to gold, I mean, that's a 3% down move. Was that like $150 or something? We would basically go back to the price that we were at like earlier today. It's crazy, right? We're up 4%. If this kind of increase in market cap happened to Bitcoin, we'd be at $150,000. So I think there's definitely a possibility that Bitcoin goes much higher. I think that would be the max pain right after we went down. And I tweeted this the day that we went down so aggressively. When this makes sense that this would be max pain, everyone gets liquidated, or a lot of altcoin high leverage investors get liquidated, and then we move up to all-time highs, right? Right when everyone turns bearish, we go up to all-time highs once again. Let me know your thoughts on this underneath the video. Again, if you do want to trade crypto, check out the link underneath the video to BYDeFi. It's much safer to trade something like Bitcoin using leverage than it is altcoins. So you can get maybe slightly better returns because altcoins are a little bit more volatile, especially if you think altcoin season is coming. But I have a lot more trades open across all my platforms on Bitcoin than altcoins because it's just generally safer. Let me know your thoughts though. Thank you so much. If you want to check out some of the other exchanges, we have BTCC, BLOFIN, BITUNIX, WEEX underneath the video as well. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.